Hey, 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 hey. Black excellence, black beauty, and black pride. Black power from all diasporas coincide. Progressive truth and regression eventually collide. May the beauty of the people no longer be set aside. May the black queen's grace continually mesmerize the millions who couldn't see it when looking into her eyes. And the black man's plight no longer be the disguise. Oppression, emasculation, they wanna castricize him. Take him away from the black queen, put him inside prison for slave labor, he institutionalized. Wondering on the outside, is she willing to ride? Is she willing to ride? Is she willing to fight for the love, even despite the fact that he doing time? Love that conquers all will never fade with time. If she don't choose the love that appreciates every life, his flame might get dim and he may reach.
What's up, everybody? We are live from Evelyn K. Davis Park. I don't have to remember the phone number from where we're usually live because it's usually in the back. So we're usually live from the studio in Windsor Heights. But I'm super excited to be here today. Happy Father's Day to all of our fathers out there. Yes. Thank y'all so much for everything you do as fathers. I do feel like, however, like old boy said online the other day, Father's Day is like number 20 as like celebrated holiday on the list. And he says, man, I don't even know 19 other holidays like that come before Father's Day, but apparently they all come before Father's Day.
Well, people feel like it's not as celebrated.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not. Mother's
Happy
Day.
Father's Day.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Yeah.
for all
so
you
you
do.
know.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Happy first Father's
Yeah,
Day.
happy
This
first
is your
Father's
first
Day.
one.
Yeah, Elias made me a daddy. And so, yeah, I'm just like, you know, the second most celebrated holiday in the world is Mother's Day.
Yeah.
Right.
We're
Mother's
the
Day.
reason you
I
guys are
mean,
here.
that makes
Mother's
sense.
We're the reason that they're
Yeah,
here.
I'm like, just makes
Yeah.
sense that that would be the second.
first celebrated holiday in the world is Christmas.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Thanksgiving, Christmas.
No, it's Christmas. It's Christmas. It's
I like
Christmas.
Thanksgiving better than Christmas.
Then
No, I'm a
Mother's
hands
Day.
down. Love me some Christmas. I love
It's Christmas, then Mother's Day.
Uh-huh.
And don't try to be on Facebook telling moms Happy
Yes,
Father's
this
Day.
is the
Don't do
Father's
that.
Day. This is for the
Happy
dads.
Father's Day.
Now, we appreciate the moms who have to play both roles, but today is for the men. This Father's
Yes,
Day.
it is.
I will
Yes,
tell
it is.
you, though,
You know what?
that's changed for me though, because I remember when I was younger
Yeah.
and being still I'm a single mom, but being a single mom, people would say that to me, and I thought it was cute at one time. Now that I'm a little older, I'm like, please, and I don't get those messages anymore. But please don't tell me Happy Father's Day. It probably takes a different tone for me because my kids' their father's not alive anymore. But I don't want that. I don't want that recognition. So
Yeah,
I get that. No,
Yeah.
I get it.
absolutely. So we'll be right back. We're going to take a quick break. But thank y'all for tuning in. We won't be before you long, but hang out with us as we recap this Father's Day and this Juneteenth. We'll be right back. Even Juneteenth is now eclipsed Father's Day. So
You guys have to share it.
thanks so much. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back to the Urban Impact Show. Let's see. So, what does Father's Day like mean to you?
Woo. That was like,
Yeah, let's jump in it.
honestly, I just talked about this at church this morning about, Father's Day and, what it means to be a father. All I can say what Father's Day means to me by the father that I've had, that I have, is my father, Rod Bradley. Shout out to Pastor Rod Bradley, my father, who really showed me how to work. First of all, I think they probably thought I was going to be a boy, so that didn't happen. So I was a girl, but he instilled in me, I think, some of those things of being independent. They don't let them see you sweat, don't let them see you cry. Have a plan A, B, C, and D. He laid a very firm foundation for me, my brother, and my sister. So I seen a man who hustled, had every type of job you could think of. He's been a pizza delivery driver. He's been a shoe salesman. He's been, you name it, my father's done it. And so that's where I get that hustle from, is from him. We never knew that we didn't have. I didn't see him argue in front of my mom. If they had disagreements, it was kept behind closed doors. Like, that's how he was. And in my mistakes, he loved me no matter what. So to me, that's what being a father is, because that's the type of father I have. So I don't know anything different. So it feels different. I mean, I didn't live a life of someone who maybe didn't have a father, or their father wasn't the things I've just described. I don't know any different. So to me, those are the things that are a father. In my home, my father was the leader. Yeah. Not meaning that, he was telling everybody what to do, but he made sure, he led the household. I mean, what he said went. We lined up and went to church. We, was it prayer meeting? Those are the things, like, he led us, according to what his belief is. We believe in, in the Bible, and that's what he did. So that's what a father is to me.
I think to me, I didn't have a strong relationship with my dad growing up, so Father's Day wasn't really celebrated. Like, I would acknowledge or send a text or say, hey, call to Happy Father's Day, but to me, I didn't have that in my house. And so I think to see it now with my children and the type of fathers that they have, and then wanting to really celebrate them for all the hard work and, the leadership that they do. And I think primarily, just like in my household, the role that my boyfriend plays with his children, and the type of father he has, I think that's where I see kind of like the father and being able to celebrate a little bit more, because, quite frankly, before I had children, it was more so like a text or a call or Happy Father's Day. So yeah.
I got two things. One is, if Eli grows up and makes a rap song about not having his dad and growing up in the hood, I'm gonna beat him.
Because that did not happen to you.
That is not your story. That is mine.
Right.
Now, if he makes a rap song about how his daddy didn't have a father and grew up in the hood, now that's different. But that ain't his story. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
His story is completely different than anything else. So, I don't know. I would have definitely. I have a little thing about this because, Eli has made me think differently about what's going on with fathers.
Yeah. Because you're actually able to.
Yeah.
To live it.
Yeah, I'm a daddy.
Yeah.
And and I am an active daddy.
Yeah.
Like, that boy don't go nowhere or do nothing unless I'm either present, know about it, or involved. That's
a
like,
blessing.
it's just, and he's so attached to me. Right. And y'all know, like, he was sitting here, trying to jump out of his mama's arms and get to mine. And that's just our relationship, right?
Some boys are stereotypical of like mama's boy.
Yes.
But your son's gonna be a dad's boy.
He
And my youngest son is the same way.
Yeah.
Obsessed with his dad.
Yeah.
So where does that stem from, Rob? Because I think you take on something different than maybe some people see other dads do. Like, you have Eli with you all the time.
Yeah.
And so is that something that stemmed from your upbringing?
Yeah,
like,
my
what
mother.
made you want to have, like, what's that all about?
Yeah, my mother.
Like that with you?
Yeah, my mom. everywhere my mom went, I was there.
Yeah.
I was like right there. She went to a protest, I was at the protest. We went to Rainbow Push one time. She wanted to argue with the mayor. I was I was there. We went out of town to do some stuff with Jesse Jackson. I was there. When she walked our neighborhood to talk to the neighborhood gangbangers, I was there. You're right. It was like she wanted to make sure that I was present in moments, and she was like, my son is going to be something different.
Right.
And so for me, I sit in various different places, thanks be to God.
Yeah.
Right. I didn't put myself there. I'm a firm believer that God put me in these positions, and I believe that I'm put in these positions. One is to be a voice of those who are not in the room, but two, because my son will be able to sit at these same tables or build his own, and he'll know what to do, how to act, how to make sure that he's building coalitions in order to continue to be a good person in this society. I want him to see his daddy stand up for what's right, not fold and not bend to certain things. But sometimes, you have to compromise to get things. And I know some people would disagree, but sometimes you got to compromise to move the ball forward.
Right.
And, that's not always the best thing for everybody. So I just want him to see what's real.
Right.
Yeah.
But I also understand with him, with the honor and the privilege that I have to be who I am in this community. I want him to understand what that privilege comes with. Right? You can't walk around here with a certain attitude. Like you can't do certain things. Unfortunately, this is who you were born into this, And so I just want him to know it. So for me, Father's Day is something much more special now. And my dad really, he didn't do the best. He wasn't the best, but it made me want to be more like my mom towards my son.
Right.
So
That makes sense.
yeah.
And I think when we have to watch so much what we're doing because our children are copying it and wanting to do exactly that. So we got to make sure we carry ourselves a certain way because you have these younger kids, especially when the kids are like attached to you.
Yeah.
You got to make sure that you're doing the right thing because they're gonna want to just be just like dad. They're gonna want to be just like mom. So
Even my nephew, like Sheldon, like he's so attached to me, right? Like I have to watch what I'm saying and do because he starts to ask questions.
Yeah.
Uncle, what's this?
Yep.
Why are we doing that? Sometimes you get a little frustrated, like, boy, stop asking me questions. I'm grown. I'm gonna do this. And it's like, well, no, that ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
That ain't gonna fly. Nice catch, by the way.
Thank you.
Hey, this is what happens. This is what happens when you live outside. You know what I mean? Live TV. So, I do want to, the Father's Day is really something special. I know Deidre DeJear's dad is in town with her this weekend. She officially became the gubernatorial nominee for the Democratic Party this weekend. That's huge.
That's really huge.
Yeah.
The first African American to be nominated in that space. And so...
and I like that post that you made when after voting had ended and it was closed and the numbers came back.
Yeah.
And you sent a post saying, look how close, look how real this would be. Like,
Yeah.
you could win. Like, look at these numbers. These numbers are real numbers.
Yeah.
If you had any doubt in your mind, she can't win. We can, but it'll take all of us to help her win.
Yeah.
Do this. But that really resonated with me.
Yeah.
When you said that when I saw those numbers. Like, not that I did. I believe in her. I believe in what she's doing. I think that, she can win this thing. But seeing the numbers and seeing her post, God, that's real.
Yeah. I'm excited. And so, even watching her dad come in and doing what he's doing with her, right? It's like, all right, Dad.
Right.
Shout out to you.
Right.
Doing your thing, man. Doing your thing. So, well, we're gonna take a quick break, and when we get back, we're gonna wrap up and talk about Juneteenth and what happened this weekend. So we'll be right back, and give us 90 seconds. We'll be right back. Thanks for tuning in and watching.
wrapping up talking about Father's Day and what Father's Day meant to us. And so we want to get into talking about Juneteenth. There was a lot of, I feel like these last few days have been amazing, and shout out to you guys for, you know, bringing a lot of these great events to our city. I know it took a lot of time and planning, and I feel like you guys executed well. Like every event that I attended was bomb. Like, you know what I mean? Like it was nothing. I feel like it didn't lack anything. And I know, like, you being such a big player, you're probably already seeing things like, okay, we can do this better, we can do that better. But to be honest, like, every event was good. Like yesterday, to see all those vendors and to just kind of spend time and like see a lot of vendors that look like me, you know, out there selling their products, and you know, it was just amazing. From the color culture event, it was amazing. Everyone looked so good. The food was so good. I felt it was good to hang out with friends, and like I was talking to Tiffany about, like, just not like there was no foolishness. You know, sometimes you have some of these events, and it's just some type of foolishness, something going on. Like, she did an excellent job, you know. Shout out to Tiffany for that event, but it was just really nice and everything. I missed the banquet the night before, but I think everything you guys did was good, you know. So shout out to you guys, just seeing how things are this year. I'm excited for next year. I know it's going to be even bigger and better. You know, today we had the event in the park, and it was a lot of kids. Like we brought our kids here, you know, water balloon fights, food, like everything was just done really well. So shout out to you guys. What were your thoughts about, you know, this weekend?
You know, I always tell people Iowa Juneteenth is definitely a labor of love. It's you know, something that we received custodianship over, my family and I, over actually 7 years ago. This was our seventh Iowa Juneteenth event. So we are excited about it, but it takes lots of work. Like, what you all see is the results of a year worth of planning. So if you know me, I'm not waiting until January to say, let's put together an event. Like, literally, I will go through, and I started it this morning. I went through now, and I'll go through every event we've had, figure out, you know, look at all the bills and the costs. Then I'll go through and like think about what do I want to see next year based off of some feedback I've received. Rob and I will sit down and actually go through what 2023 looks like, because what happens is people come to us and say, I want to try this, I want to try that. And we're all about wanting to support people in their efforts, but also, to your point, I don't want any foolery at any of our events. I take that very seriously, to make sure that the events that are provided for this community, you are safe, you are welcome. You know, any issues we got, take that over there. You know, we want you to, because we are able to do that despite what we see in mainstream media. But my favorite time is the banquet. And I'm just gonna touch on a little bit of I don't remember anything I said, y'all. So if you ask me what my speech was about,
it was good,
thank
really
you.
Good.
I've gotten a lot of feedback, which I appreciate. I know my charge was just your response impacts generations. That was the premise of it. But in that speech, I talked about the proclamation, and I want to give people an update. And I encourage you to go back and look at the speech. If you don't want to go through the whole banquet, 2 hour and 11-minute mark, you can see where I start making comments. But the one thing I talked about was the governor. We were supposed to have a proclamation, and it didn't happen. So we went back and forth on this date, time, landed on it, and that Friday before the Monday, 12:33 p.m. I just remember it because I was looking at my computer. I get a message that says that they can't do the proclamation signing. I was very angry. I was upset. I begged, you know, let's see if we can figure this out. I don't think you know what this means to my people.
What was the reason for not, like,
scheduling conflicts? Okay, so I took that as, I know me. I'm like, move on. Okay, we ain't doing it. I was disappointed. I was angry the whole weekend. No big deal. So then we get to Monday, you know, nothing happens. So I tell people this in my speech. Well, the response that people had to my, you know, what I had to say, their response was, well, let's see how we can make this happen. Long story short, there will be a proclamation signing tomorrow with the governor. And from my point of view, y'all, this is just me, okay? Because me and Rob feel differently. I want to say that. But that's the beauty of our friendship.
Yes,
we
it really,
can
really
both
is.
see things differently and respect each other. And So Rob and
'Cause I love you, that's
yeah,
why.
no, we love each other immensely. And Rob and I can talk things over the phone,
Yeah.
which we did this morning. And so him and I are cool. Now, if you take what him and I say and try to twist it and turn it, that's on you. There's no division or love lost between Rob and I. And my mama is a witness because she was there this morning
She was.
when we spoke on it.
Yeah.
But I will tell you, from me personally, being Dwana Bradley, my thing is this. Everyone who knows me, and if you don't know this about me, my first job is being a Christian. That is my label that represents me. Board chair, business owner, mother, all of that stuff falls underneath that label of my relationship with Jesus. I believe what the Bible says, and I have interpreted it to be that my role is to be the author of reconciliation. My role is to not hold grudges. If God's going to judge someone, that's the deal. So I'm going to the proclamation signing tomorrow because for whatever reason, Governor Reynolds had a change in her mind. My role is not to say, oh, she don't mean it. She's doing it because she's forced to. Honestly, that's politics, okay? Politics makes you shift and turn all the time. My thought was this. She's going to do it. That is what I wanted in the first place. How we got to this and how everything else unfolded matters nothing to me.
Yep.
What my belief and my faith says is, even if she apologizes, you accept it and move on. But the one thing that I say the truth, because I'm going to throw politics in here for a minute. President Joe Biden is messed up sometimes too. And he might have to come before y'all and say, I'm sorry. And ask for forgiveness. Or he may not even acknowledge his sorry and he still messes up. But I guarantee you, if you got an invite to the White House, majority of you, there will be some that will say, I ain't doing it, will show up. Here's the deal. Every single person in this world is a human being who will make mistakes. I don't know if this was a mistake for Governor Reynolds or not. I don't know if she's sorry. I don't know if she gets it. That's not my focus. My focus is she's gonna sign it. I'm gonna be there tomorrow. And for the friends that I have, they are showing up because I'm going to be there. If I was not showing up, my friends probably wouldn't show up either. But what I didn't want was a signed and mailed proclamation, which was offered to me. I thought that was a slap in the face. And now don't forget, I will remember how she made me feel, always. But I'm over it. I'm gonna get that proclamation signed tomorrow, and Dwana Bradley, as general chairperson of Iowa Juneteenth, is gonna be preparing for 2023. And I'm done. So if y'all wanna keep talking about it, have at it. I'm done after tomorrow. Or actually after today. I'm done. So Rob, share your thoughts on this as well.
So as Dee said, we do disagree. My thing is this. Speaking from an activist standpoint, right? From an activist, I want people to hear me clearly on this, right? Speaking from an activist standpoint, my thing is this. She didn't want to do the proclamation signing in the first place. And her doing it now doesn't negate the fact that she did not want to do it. To me, again, my opinion, right? I want to be clear on that. My opinion is we are going to allow this woman to put her signature and get some type of notoriety from signing a document she really don't believe in, that she really don't even care. Me personally, she's only doing it because of the response, as Dwana said. Now, I heard Dwana when she said, our response matters. And she is absolutely correct. But I'm not gonna lie. I'm not happy. Right?
That's frustrating.
Right? I'm not happy at all.
So do you want her not to sign it?
I don't. I don't want her to.
What would you rather happen?
I want her to stick to what she said in the beginning was, I'm not doing it. Then don't do it. Right? So I'm like, okay, don't do it. Now, I told Dwana's the boss. I said, if you go, I'm going to go. I'm going to go. Because we are in this thing together. This is a team, right? This is a team. We are in this thing together. And so my thing, there's going to be moments where I'm on one side, Dewana's on one side, and Dewana may have to go with where I'm going.
Yeah.
Right? There's that's going to happen, right? This is one of those moments where I gotta say,
Don't say or vice versa.
well, I gotta say, okay, D, I'm gonna go where you're going, right? And that's the beauty
Yeah, I was
of
just gonna
us
say
working
that.
together, right? That's
And
the
the respect
beauty.
level you have for each other.
Yeah, because
You're gonna agree
look,
to disagree.
look, we're in the thick of this thing,
Yeah.
right? Like, there ain't much that can happen at this point that ain't already happened, and we ain't already had to, you know, Country Wayne got this thing where he says, "I got it out of the mud." We really got it out of the mud.
Literally.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Dewana and I really crawled out of the
Yeah.
mud with what we are doing currently, right? And our job, obviously, as leaders, is to show up in moments where even if we don't want to,
Yeah.
right? That's our job. And so I'm not happy about it,
Yeah.
right? And I made that I called Dewana this morning and I said, I want you to know, I gotta tell you my real feelings about
Yeah.
this, right? Because the activist in me
Yeah,
is
just hold on to it.
activated like, this woman here, she slapped us in the face.
Right.
She does it a lot though.
She
So I
slapped
think
us in the
There's
face.
gonna have to, and I think listening to both of you, I get it. On both
Oh yeah,
sides.
absolutely.
But I think she does that with a lot of things, and
Right.
so it's like this was our what we wanted to achieve.
Right.
We're gonna get it done. And we're not even gonna think about how we got here because we know exactly who she is.
Right.
We know exactly.
I
who
just
she
want people to
Yeah.
remember this
is. Yeah. We will.
in November.
Yeah.
We will.
Yeah. And
Like Dewana
yeah,
said,
and that's
remember
what I said.
how she made you
Yeah.
feel.
Yeah, and I think I said that to you, Rob.
Yeah, you
it was
did.
like
Yeah.
here's the deal.
In
This
November.
is where I believe in my heart of hearts that we the people have the power.
Yeah.
This is where when I think voting always matters.
She showed us who
But
she
I
is.
think when you see the characters of people, you make your own judgment call. Like I said, we move beyond this and we go on.
Yeah.
But I don't know what the consequences are for the action. Even when you've made something right, there could still be a consequence to that action. I don't know what that could possibly be.
Right.
But I do believe in the way you treat others. I do believe that it comes back on you at
Yeah.
some point. Now, it may be something small that I never see, but you feel it could be something big. So I think it happens, but at this point, like how can I say this in the best way? None of this really matters in the grand scheme of things because we got an Iowa Juneteenth 2023 to plan.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
And we are going to start that in July.
Yeah.
So that's what my focus is. So I guess in all of the scheme of this, it takes nothing away from me. Shout out to Johnston, who did do a proclamation,
Yeah.
and they did invite me to that proclamation.
And a KO.
Yes, and Akeo. Yes, Representative Akeo did a proclamation from the House side. So shout out to those people who did proclamations, who invited me to the table, and they got the job done. And I thank you for those who made calls on my behalf to the governor's office to share your concern. I'm not going to call you out because if you did it, I don't think you did it for all this notoriety.
Yeah.
But I just want to say your response will impact generations as well. So you chose to do something differently than I did because I told you after Thursday when I talked about it, I was done.
Yeah.
I literally was done after Thursday, but I
Yeah.
needed people to hear my truth so you knew what it was, so if it got twisted, and now we're moving on. So it's a new day.
Well, y'all, we are out of time. That is it for this show.
Yes.
Any final thoughts on Father's Day or Juneteenth from either one?
I think it's been a good weekend. I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
Yes.
And just kind of ready to wrap things up today and get focused on the new week.
Yeah.
Now I just want to say Happy Father's Day again to all the fathers, and the wind's ready to make me lose my hat. Y'all can't see my hair yet because I have sweated every perm and everything else out of it. I want to say Happy Father's Day to men. And men, I just want to encourage you all to continue to lead and to continue to do what you do, and because we need you.
Yes.
I don't think that has said enough. We need you men, we need you black men, we need you, you know, to be the leaders and to take charge. And if that's something you don't know how to do, find a man who's doing it and connect with them. But I can't say it enough. We need you and you're so important, and you're valued and appreciated on this day. And while I may not know you, if you're hearing my voice, I just want you to know I think the world of you, and I'm hoping you're enjoying this day with whomever that is. But happy Father's Day to you, and of course, happy Father's Day to my dad, Rod Bradley.
Hey, look, guys, sometimes leaders are imperfect, right? This is what happens. I'm not perfect. I'm sure if you talk to some of my exes, they could probably tell you some stuff that I'm not perfect with, right? You know, I'm just saying, you know, I'm not perfect. Neither are a lot of our leaders. We are all human. At the end of the day, though, I do believe that we're trying our best. And even though Dee and I may not agree on this, she is a leader in our community. And we have to sometimes show up and support whether we like it or not. Now, happy Father's Day to all of our men out there.
Yeah.
This is your moment. This is your day. Take this. Live it up. I know our moms, they be ready on Mother's Day. So this is your day. And they deserve it. Don't get me wrong. I don't want nobody emailing us talking about, oh, what did he mean by that? Moms deserve it. Trust me. They deserve all of the cooked breakfasts and gifts that they can get on Mother's Day. Absolutely. But men, the men who are doing their job, they deserve it as well.
Yeah.
So shout out to y'all and thank you for doing your job.
Happy
I
Father's Day.
know that there ain't no thank yous for what you're supposed to do, right? I get that. But still, thank you. And thank y'all for watching. We look forward to hanging out with y'all next week.
Yes.
You've watched the Urban Impact Show. Happy Father's Day.
Happy
Father's
Father's Day.
Day.
See y'all later.